Hey everybody, if you are watching this video after it's done, I normally take the first few minutes just to try and put the video out there to a few different people, a few different groups, in order to promote and see if anyone needs any coaching or questions before I start talking about our topic for tonight, which is worksheets. I'm super excited to talk about worksheets tonight. If you come online while I'm here, we have 5 people. Can you guys come in and tell me hello? I see you guys in here. Who's with me? Hello, Kristen and DIY and, oh, I'm going to mess up your name. Teng Top de Leon? Teng, T-E-N-G, Teng. Is that right? How's everybody doing today? Hello, Christina. Cold, where are you at, Kristen? Oh, goodness, I got Kristen and Christina. Okay. I guarantee it won't take me long to mess that up, but I'm going to try. Colorado, oh, goodness. I am actually... Okay, so my complaint earlier will sound completely childish to you. I came home from picking my daughter up from school, and we have a hammock outside, and I laid down in the hammock and even had like a blanket, and it was just like 3 or 4 degrees too cold to be outside. Hello, Doreen. So it was just like a little bit too cold to be outside, but I kept saying, oh, well, I just needed to warm up. Oh, Christina, what part of California? Those who don't know, I'm in Alabama. So I'm in the south part of the United States. Today it was like 50. Tomorrow is supposed to be like 65. Pretty warm, pretty comfortable. We've been in the 70s most of the week. -5. I remember that. I used to live, I actually went to college in Pennsylvania, and the school I started at before I transferred back south was horrible because it was all uphill. And so on those cold mornings, it was always icy, and it was always like you take 1 step forward, you slide 2 steps back, and it was a battle to get to class every day. And of course, my dorm was at like the bottom of the mountain. Leanna, is that correct? Arkansas. One of my favorite people on the internet right now because I spend a lot of time, I don't really watch TV, but we spend a lot of time on YouTube. And one of my favorite people ever is from Arkansas. He doesn't live there now, but he was just there recently. So that's cool. So how many of you guys are teachers with Palfish? Come on, Kristen. The South is where it's at. And now let me say, I don't even like the heat. Honest to goodness, I don't like the heat because I'm not a little girl, okay, yo? Like, I like the cold, but I don't like snow and I don't like ice unless I can just look at it. So where we live, we just have big air conditioning units, and that was one thing I hated about living up north because not everyone had air conditioning and it was too hot in the summer. I'm telling you, if you decide to go to Palfish, it is the best option out there. I just published a video today. Okay, Christina, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to come back to you. I just published a video today that said, what is Palfish and why do I talk about it so much? And in reality, Palfish is an amazing platform. And what I love about it and the reason I promote it is because your first bookings are typically 24 to 36 hours after you're approved on the app. I know teachers who work for, I can't even say the name anymore, a company this color, this orange color, they wait 200 to 300 days for their first class. Not with Palfish. One of my best friends since childhood applied and was approved the 23rd of January. And from the 23rd of January until the end of, I guess it was February 1st, she taught enough to make almost $200. Is that a life-changing amount? No, but as most of you guys know, anytime you start with a new online company, it takes a little while to build up. My first paycheck was like $400. My second one was like $12, and then $19, and it's just kind of gone up and up and up from there. So it can lead into life-changing things. What should the next step in the process be? If you've downloaded the app, then you're going to have an apply button. However, let me tell you this. No orange shirts. Do not wear an orange shirt. I have every color blue. You know what? Here's my thing. I just believe in being transparent. I believe in telling you exactly how it is. And I talk with my hands a lot. But at the end of the day, I'm that person that you do not look at me and go, does this make me look fat? Because I'm going to go, yes. Does my makeup look stupid? Girl, you look like you crawled out of a trash can. That's just how I am. And I'm like that in real life. Like, I don't play these little games. My friends don't go, hey, how do you like this dress? Honey, you need to be walking the street somewhere. Like, that's just how I am. Next step, if you've already downloaded the app, let me tell you, this is very, 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 very important. Add your a driver's license, a passport, some type of U.S. identification. You can cover up the numbers and stuff. Your name needs to be shown, what state it's from, unless, if it's a driver's license, because you need to be verified as being from the U.S. because you want to be a verified speaker. And there's lots of other countries that you can be verified with. I'm just saying U.S. because that's where I am. If you apply, but you haven't taken the time to complete your profile, it's going to come back and deny you right away. Like, you have to complete the whole profile, your nationality, and any kind of identification with your name and picture on it works. Fill out your actual profile. Fill out all of those little bitty things in there. Then go into the app and apply for the official Kids Course program. Don't miss a step in there. That is so important that you don't miss a step because it will automatically kick you out if you miss that step. And it can be a real pain in the neck to go back. If you do get kicked out and it says, at this time we're not really looking for anyone, wait 30 days and do it again. Or sign up for a new account with a new phone number. Both of those things work. I'm not sure why my computer is bouncing around. Maybe that's better. I'm trying to hide my mess because I got some mess over here. I got to get my house clean. Oh, you're welcome. Anybody else like that? I'm that person that my personal office gets messy and then I have to spend 3 days cleaning it. I got makeup strewn everywhere. Kristen, if you want to make some money, you need to do Official Kids course. I mean, there are a lot of people who make good money doing free talk. But to me, until you're an established teacher, you can't really charge a lot for free talk. So you can charge like 1 yen a minute, which equates to 60 yen per hour. Well, I get paid 75 yen to teach one 25-minute class. Kristen, if you're doing trials, that means you're an OKC teacher. Yes, you do need to apply to be. It's the Official Kids course. It'll say like apply now. That is where you need to apply if that's what you want to do. Make sure that you fill out your profile before you apply, though. Don't miss that step. Kristen, if you're doing trials, that means you've been approved as an OKC teacher or Official Kids course, and so you're teaching those lives now. Is anyone else ready for Chinese New Year to be over? I teach, so for the holiday, like during the holiday times, I open up from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. And I'm not always booked in all of those times, but I will teach any class that is booked. Now, keep in mind, I've been doing this for a long time. April will be 4 years. I can roll out of bed at 5:57 and be logged into class and sitting here and teach the whole class 25 minutes, and I can go back to bed and sleep for a couple more hours. I wake up really easy, and I'm just easy, like quick like that. Generally, when they have geez, guys. When they have school, I teach from 3 a.m., sometimes 4, depending on the day, until 7. And I stop at 7 because I have to take my daughter to school. And then I have another job that starts when I get home. So my time is kind of divided there. And then, of course, during the day is when I'm doing YouTube videos and answering questions. And guys, if you have sent me an email, I promise they will be answered tomorrow. Vacation will be over Sunday night if you live in the U.S., because that's Monday morning on the 11th, and that's when they go back to work. I anticipate being busy, especially up until like the end of this month. A lot of students go back the 24th. Some parents will still have time off. So I am personally anticipating being busy for the next 2 weeks. Me too, Kristen. I mean, I've had classes, but hey, you know what? And that's why I did this in the beginning, Christina, because I have a daughter who we were homeschooling. She is extremely intelligent, and we homeschooled her for 5 years. And in that time, I couldn't work outside of the house. And so this opportunity came up, and I worked for the Big Orange Company for several years. I tried the Crazy Go-Go Company too, but I have found a home at Palfish. I'm very, very grateful and thankful to them for allowing me for also making me a mentor, because my passion really lies in helping teachers to be better teachers. that's just where I feel like I have most knowledge. I teach classes now because I want to stay in the loop. Oh no, Kristen, that's normal. It's been, yesterday and today I had no classes. It was so weird to sleep until 6:30. I have a 9:30 and a 10 o'clock tonight, and then I have one at 8 o'clock in the morning. And the reason I really kept doing this, my daughter's going back to school now, and I could probably go into the local school district, but I enjoy working from home. I enjoy that I get to leave and go pick her up. I enjoy that I make as much money as I would in the school district. I am not someone that, how do I say this without really putting myself down? I don't do great with adults. Like, the personal relationships that you form in an office, I find that a lot of times there's drama, and I don't deal well with like drama. I don't have a lot of female friends because it's just that constant drama. I struggle with that emotionally. And so this is what works for me. My husband for a long time worked at home, and he is now working outside of the home. And so I have my house to myself all day, and it's beautiful. It's just me and the little Turdo dog. I call her Turdo. Her name is Remington. And it's just what works for our family. And I love it, I'll tell you, Monday's going to be a struggle for me. Excuse me. It's going to be a struggle for me getting used to going back to bed at 8 o'clock. The problems that teachers need to improve. So inside the classroom, the biggest thing that I see needs to be improved is where or how we place children in trials. I think that is the number one thing that needs to be improved by teachers. I did a video, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up. I did a video with Travel Teach, and we did like a little faux interview or faux level 1 class where we talked about placing students during trial classes. I think that there are a lot of variables there that oftentimes we forget, or we don't think about, or maybe we get so caught up in the lesson that maybe we don't ever change the lesson. Oh yes, it is. It's a good experience for you. But I think that a lot of times those placements don't happen correctly. And when those placements don't happen correctly, we're setting children up for failure. If you have a pre-K level student, but they do okay in, the first level 1, but they are really struggling with everything else besides what's in that lesson, then it becomes very, very hard and very, what's the word I'm looking for? It becomes hard to engage them if they're not getting the material. I'm trying to find the link to this other video. I think this is it. But, and that goes the other way too. Like, if you have a student who's a level 4 and for some reason they get placed in level 1, they're going to be bored and mindless, and they're not going to pay attention. This is the video right here that is the trial placement video. And that video talks about, I feel some students are being placed too high, of course, and I feel some students are being placed too low. And it's hard. Now, granted, it is hard to place a student in 25 minutes. It is very hard. But the longer you do it, you kind of pick up on cues, you pick up on reactions to new words that you give them, and it kind of leads you a little bit further as to how to place them. It's definitely not a perfect system by any means. And I don't agree that parents should be able to call the sales team and have a level changed, because the parents should be trusting us. But we have seen it where parents will call and they will change the student's level. And sometimes that's unneeded. Now, let me say this too. The culture over there is to push the student. The culture over there is to push the students hard. And so a lot of parents think, let's use math, for example. My child is currently doing adding 1, 2, 3. She can do multiply 1 times 1. So I want her to put it in algebra. And then the kid is left going, what? You know, if you're just now learning your ABCs, you're not ready to learn am, is, are. But some parents feel that throwing their students in a harder lesson helps them. That's just a cultural thing. What do you find most helpful? Hold on, I missed one. Where can I buy reward stuff for kids? So this is my favorite reward. It's the pizza pan. I've got a video about this too. So I buy little things like this, and I put magnets on the back. They get a happy face. And then I have some cute little owls that the girls can earn owls. And they're up here, but I have dinosaurs that have magnets on them. They work out really, really well. Students really enjoy those. The pizza pans work great because it kind of helps keep everything organized. And everything, the pan, and this was $5 at Dollar General. The magnets are from Walmart. You get like 30 for $4 or $5. They're pretty inexpensive. I did pick up this little board this week. You guys are kind of getting a sneak preview because this is my prop of the week next week. We're going to do a caterpillar, and I've got something else over here. When I tell you guys I have too much stuff in my office, it's no joke. So this is a new one we're going to learn. DIY. It is at the craft section, or maybe on the end cap at the school supply stuff. This is another thing that I use a lot, even with my older students that are like, they're kind of grumpy. You can do stuff like that just to kind of perk them up a little bit. I'll tell you too that the little numbers thing is at Target. And then they have some great month of the year and educational posters for $1 at Target. And I'm going to show you guys, excuse the light over here, but this is my actual classroom. This is where I teach. So I just kind of have a little bit of all things over there. Thank you. Let me show you what the magnets look like. I actually had one come off of a dinosaur. These are a little bit too thick, and they come in several sizes, so get the smaller ones than this. For reference, let's see. Here's my Victoria's Secret lipstick. You can see how thick that is. So get the size smaller than this. No, I do not get reimbursed for my products. When you're approved with Palfish, you get 100 yen as a bonus to buy props. That breaks down to about $16 that you'll get in your first check. Love your props. Thank you very much. So I don't get reimbursed for my props, but I do use them, and I change out my background. Everything I buy for my background is Dollar Tree or Target. And I change my background out about I always say that wrong, Gretchen, I'm sorry. I guess about every month I change it out and maybe just move things around. And then I take stuff off the wall and maybe pull something else out. I'll put Valentine's Day stuff up, and then I'll put some spring stuff up, and it's just different things that we can talk about. If you guys haven't watched my videos where I talk about my number one tips in class, the number one tip that I have for women is this. Put this stuff on. Dark colored lipstick. I keep like 2 or 3 of them around. Dark colored lipsticks will help 800 times. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. Okay, so how to use a prop or how to use a reward, Kristen? Oh, I'm horrible at makeup. I have a ton of it. And in my defense, I did just start wearing makeup about October of last year. About October of last year is when I started to wear makeup. And it was really because I started doing videos. And as I'm doing them, I'm like, I look like a ghost. I've gotten a lot better. I will tell you guys, I have definitely gotten a lot better in time. I'll get there. Rewards. Okay. So I use the 5 stars in class as a time reward. It helps me stay on track for my time. So every 5 minutes they get a star. But let's say, Kristen, you are my student. And let's say that we are learning. I'm going to go back to an old lesson. Monkey. Oh, okay. We'll do the beginner lesson. I'm getting a little bit better. Thankful for YouTube videos. Okay. So let's say that Kristen is my student. And I'm going to say, monkey. Monkey. Good job! You get a smiley face. Or I may even do this sometimes. Like write the student's name up here. Eyes. Eyes. Good job. Yeah. You know, you don't really have to explain it a lot. It's just a cute little way to, oh, Kristen, your name may be forever embroidered on my board here. It's just a cute way to, like, give them a bonus little thing to laugh about. It also, I'm going to be honest with you guys, on those classes that seem like they're lasting forever, do a little reward. I have done, like, told the students, every time they get a right answer, I will draw part of their face, and then they get a little something that looks like this. Because I don't draw. What else have I done? I have done stars. Like if you get an attendance chart, when they do a good job, they get a star. And I have mailed like a postcard to them. If they get 20 stars, they get a postcard. If they get 50 stars, they get a letter, you know, something like that. That's great for regular students, which do pick up the longer you've been here. Grab some chapstick. This is the best stuff ever. You always want to have it around. Now look, I'm going to tell y'all, I want you to look at my mouth. You can see me talking, right? You can see my teeth. Let's say cat, dog, okay? Not super complicated, but there's such a huge difference when you do this, because it helps how a student sees your mouth. And I know that sounds crazy, but look at how much more now you can see my mouth. It's not perfect. But dog. Cat. Eye. It just brings a brightness to your face that shows off more of how to move their lips as they make sounds. A lot of times in the Chinese culture, they don't move their mouth a lot and open up like we do to project. So doing this just brings the attention to your mouth where you want them to watch and repeat. And this even helps like older students. If you have students who are trying to figure out words like disappointment, environment. Okay, it's easier if they can see your mouth better. And I do not do makeup for class, but I do lipstick. Nothing. Jen, that's just for students. Okay, I don't get adult students because I don't do free talk. I don't do free talk because I don't like free talk. I like kiddos. I did a few when I first got started, but it's just not my thing. So I just set my price really, really high. Now, one thing that I have done is like if I have a student who's struggling with, yes, my dog is struggling in the back. She wants in here so bad. But I have a student who was struggling with the grandparents, aunt, uncle, cousins lessons. I think they're level 3 or either 4. But what I ended up doing was the parents and I worked out a free talk package so I could help him prepare for his lessons because he really struggled in that. And it worked out very well. But that's the only time I do that mess. More power to you guys that do. It's just not my thing. Okay, someone did ask what helps more, moments or lives? To me, in all honesty, I think lives help more. However, the biggest factor in if a live is going to help you is what time you do that live. Okay, it doesn't do any good, and I see more and more teachers do this every day. It doesn't do any good for you to do a live at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because there's nobody to watch it. Okay, there's nobody to watch it. And in all honesty, like I'll be 100% honest with you guys. What I do for lives is I read books. Currently reading Harry Potter book 2. I don't remember the name of it, a chapter, and I do that 4 days a week. And I try and do that at about 8 o'clock in the morning because it's 10 o'clock at night. So I catch adults, I catch parents, and I catch some older students, which is really more my forte, is to work with older students. I think I've hit all of the questions. Do you guys have any more questions? Let's see. Karen, what you'll need to do is I would just recommend, about a month before you go, say you're going to leave on March 1st. Then on February 1st, when you have a lesson with student A that you have every week, you send them a message and say, I will be unavailable on these dates due to a vacation. I hope to see you afterwards. I'll be back on this date. And make sure that in advance your schedule is closed out on those dates. And make sure to let your admin know. Even if they don't respond to you, send them a message. Because what will end up happening is, let's say that little Jimmy's mom really wants to book you, and they contact the company, and then the company's like, okay, where is she? Well, it's easier to come back and just find it in a message. You're welcome. I'm actually here almost every Friday or Saturday night. I try and post when I'm going to do it. Make sure you subscribe because I do go live either Friday or Saturday nights. Except last week because everybody was getting ready for vacation. There was nobody around last weekend. And I would have gotten the same question 5,000 times. Gretchen, that would be because there's about 4,000 teachers and there's 4 admins. And the admins' jobs are not just taking care of us. They have very important roles and responsibilities within the company. It is frustrating, and I understand that. But always know, too, depending on what the situation is. Oh, Jen, that's a loaded question. Okay. I think the admins are just overwhelmed with all of their responsibilities. If it's something that a mentor can help you with, that's great. On the app, I have no problem trying to help anybody that I can. But, sometimes it puts me in a situation where I have 5 people messaging me, and then I have 45 people who are trying to get me to watch their live videos, and I just don't have enough hours in the day, so I understand where they're coming from. If it's not something that they can directly handle, or if the answer has already been provided for us, a lot of the times they won't answer. What's your opinion of tutors saying comments like, don't make comments on my student books? Okay. I have an opposite opinion of most people. Okay. Do I think that teachers should be going into the reading app, commenting on verified students' work? They've done 50 practice hours, same teachers commenting on every single book. No, necessarily that's not a target student, because that student already has a teacher, obviously, and I really disagree with the people who go in there and comment and say, I'd be a better teacher, come book a class with me, because that's just wrong. Now, if it is a situation that the student is in the reading app and is just reading books, and it's not homework books, it's just books because they enjoy doing that, hey, comment on them. This wasn't created in a way, like the whole thing was not created so that one teacher always handled everything. It was created as a community. Now, if my child does a great job on a history paper, if her history teacher says, hey, good job, that's great. If the whole school goes, hey, you did a great job, she's going to feel better. So it was created so that as we see students doing good work, we are, as a group, can comment on it to boost that student's self-esteem. It's not being used like that, though. It's turned into a territorial issue, and I don't play those games. So I'm glad that you agree with me on that. And I will tell you this, I completely disagree as well, that no student should ever be told in a public forum that maybe they didn't do so great. If you feel that student didn't do great, you comment or you send them a message helping them. You do not call them out for not doing great in a public forum. And that's just my view. That's where I'm at on that. You know, that's a hot topic that we all deal with and we are all going through. I understand, but exactly, you know, and there are some of my students who I know take classes. I have one student who takes 6 classes a week, and I only see them 2. Oh, yeah. And I have students that I've done trial classes for, and then I never see them again. But guess what? They followed me, and I followed them. So if they post something, I'm going to say, hey, you did a great job, Jim Bob, Bobby Sue, Billy Sue, whoever. I'm going to comment and say, hey, great job. You know, and then you also have teachers who get upset because students will reach out and follow new teachers. And it's maybe not because they're trying to leave you. Maybe it's just because they want to see more of what other teachers are posting. Okay, guys, real quick, I do want to go over worksheets because I want to try and grab a little bit of a break before I go into classes for tonight. Worksheets are an awesome way to extend lessons. Especially with the 4.0 slides, a lot of those lessons need to be drawn out. The student is not quite ready to move ahead. So it's up to us to kind of figure out how do we draw this student in and keep them engaged and push them. So my student, I'm going to call him Rambo. Rambo is a great student. Okay, by all means, one of my favorite students. He's amazing. He likes to be challenged. And he can be bored with things very quickly. So I do a lot of worksheets for him. And I get a lot of them off of Pinterest. This is a worksheet. And I just save it as a photo. Yes, Kristen, we do need to be loving and supportive. Okay, so if you want to add a worksheet, I'll tell you my group name. I do have a group for worksheets where I share worksheets. But so you can add photos into your classroom, and you do that by hitting the little photo button under your student's picture. And you can add worksheets like this or like this. Choose the correct pronoun. A lot of reading comprehension worksheets. These are great for your mid-level students. And it's really a good way to enhance the classroom. And if you feel your student isn't being pushed enough, use those to expand the class. And then you can message, your admin or whoever and say, I think this student needs to be pushed forward. They're already reading and comprehension. Their level is very high. So they're definitely ready for more material. Do you guys have any more questions for tonight? Let's see, I'm going to post the name of my group for worksheets. Take this name and search it on the Palfish app. It will come up. If you can't find it, you can also find me and I'll send it to you. Teacher Sam YT or YouTube, because that's where it seems that most of you guys know me from. Hello, Teacher Vivian, who just followed me. I just got your request. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here so I can grab a few minutes break. I post my worksheets inside the group above. It says Sam's Flashcards and Worksheets on the Palfish app. If you search that, you'll find it, and I will add you so that you can get those. I'll start sending those out this week. Happy weekend to you guys, too. Next weekend, okay, listen to me, guys. Next weekend, I will be going live on Sunday night because my daughter has a pageant. We'll be at rehearsal Friday and pageant on Sunday or Saturday. So next weekend's live will be on Sunday night. And that is Sunday, February 17th. Okay? All right, guys, I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you in the classroom.